And if you want to do the war thing, that's my favorite thing in the world. But I'm close. They're pathetic. They're liars. They're dishonest, and they're phonies. I'm looking for my next dragon. You guys aren't a dragon though. You guys are like a gopher.
Why are they?
True. We haven't hit that echelon yet. Yeah, you're right.
Trying to low bro them, like.
What's wrong with that?
That we're a gopher?
Like people were like, oh, y'all haven't hit 2 million yet. It's like, yeah, maybe we will someday. Maybe we never will. Who cares?
Okay, what are these people mad about?
Speech that they don't know about me. They don't bother me enough yet. But I'll tell you this. I'm fucking insane. And if you want to do the war thing, that's my favorite thing in the world. But I'm close.
Now you know how we felt when you kept doing that.
Pause it.
Uh-oh.
First of all, dumbasses, you were being transphobic. A bunch of those. I mean, he watched like Abba and was it Abba and Preach or Abba and
Abba and
He watched them a lot.
No. Oh. It's Peaches and Cream.
Peaches and Cream. Okay. I have no opinion on those guys because every time I've talked about them, they've cut like so many videos.
They're giant pieces.
Hasan is so scared. Here is like an interesting thing. I don't know whether to give Hasan credit or to make fun of him. Hasan does a very good job at avoiding drama. He hates drama and he does whatever he can to stay out of it. Now, I don't know if it's like that's a really smart business decision. It helps you network with a lot of people, helps you not cut a lot of people off if you don't need to. Like, yeah, I give him props for that. Or if it's just because he's fucking petrified of ever having disagreements with anybody. I can never tell like which one it is. But he's so scared about especially with other larger content creators. He's so scared about disagreements. And then this might just be my inflated sense of ego. I also wonder if he's just scared of messing with Abba and Preach because they're so tangential to me, like where our tips are touching. And he's, and so he doesn't want to like get involved in that ever because like the worst case scenario, I would bet my life savings that Hasan has had this conversation with Ethan off stream where Hasan was like, Ethan, whatever you do, we're never talking about Destiny. Don't ever bring up streamer from LA. Don't ever talk about him. Don't ever talk about Destiny, please God. Because I bet Hasan's worst fucking nightmare would be Ethan getting into fucking fights with me. And I wonder if especially because Ethan's been apparently reacting to a lot of like Farah's clips on shows and shit. I wonder if he has to okay with us on listen. So Farah was on this show, Destiny's on the show too. We're not going to react to the Destiny part. Or Farah was on Destiny's stream. We're not going to react to the part. We're going to cut. Remember that one? What didn't they have a clip of me on Aiden's stream? And I think they actually put a box over me to cut me out of.
So cringe, bro.
I wonder if Nathan has
Listen, bro. To all you guys that get to pick your pronouns, so cringe, bro. So to all you guys that get to pick your pronouns.
Holy shit, dude. Oh, man. But yeah, I don't know. Oof, this is probably pretty spooky for
pieces of shit.
Yeah.
They're assholes. And
I think they're like
they're
like
peaches and cream. They're soft.
They can sometimes be like agreeable, but I think that's why it's like kind of insidious where
they're soft. Bro.
So Ethan Klein, what are you?
Oh, also here's a question. When people are wearing things like this, is it always like a gun holster or is it sometimes overalls or they're in Canada, so I'm assuming it's not for a firearm. What is this? You should do the same. You would be bigger than Hasan if you didn't get involved in so much drama. I think there's pros and cons to everything. It's just the shirt, it's aesthetic, it's suspenders, katana holster. It's fashion, it's called drip. Suspenders. Okay. I think I see this more now and now, especially as I'm starting to collab with people. I think that my style of like fighting with people and going on other platforms, I think it's actually pretty good. I think I bring a big audience. I'm not sure if I'm curious with Hasan, like when Hasan does like interviews with like Complex and shit, does he pull a lot of viewers for these things? Because I'm pretty sure when I go on shows, there's a lot of people that show up because they want to see like me interacting with people. Like I want to say on this whatever podcast,
welcome to the
I think I'm like their fourth most. Well, this is for 2 months. So like, I'm like their fourth most popular stream. And I could be wrong, but I think that some of the highest viewership and highest money things that Fresh and Fit have done have been when I was on there. Like I got 32,000 viewers when I was on their shows. I feel like sometimes it's weird because I feel like sometimes audiences are very, 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 very localized. Like Hasan gets a lot of viewers on stream, but does he pull audiences when he goes to like other shows? He might actually also. I don't know. Maybe he does. I'm not sure. Your fans travel very well compared to creators like 2 to 3 times larger than you. Well, I have a dedicated fan base because I've groomed you all to be that way. But I think also because I interact with people that disagree with me so much, and I think I do it pretty well, I think people want to see those interactions. Like, I could be wrong, but I don't know if like Hasan's audience is ever like, or if other audience like, oh, we really want to see Hasan argue with this guy. Or, oh, we want to see Hasan, go and argue on this platform. Whereas for my audience and for other audiences, they do want to see that. Oh, I want to see Destiny debate Andrew Tate and blah, 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 you know? Like, I think I'm a really good, like, friendly villain. Like, I can show up and be mean to people, but, like, people also kind of like me. I don't know. Farha's the typical Hasan fan. True. But
They're stop.
That's like the Pillsbury Doughboy looking at you going,
no, they don't. His podcast with Will Neff doesn't pull as much views. Yeah, somebody said this, but apparently his podcast with Will Neff also gets like 80,000 a month in Patreon revenue, somebody said. So, I don't know. Apparently, the views, I guess, like, they have views. They're just very, very, very localized, and they never go anywhere else. It's kind of interesting. Like, when I turn off my stream, like, I know where you guys are. Like, you're in my chat, you're in my subreddit, you're in other streams. When Hasan turns off his stream, where does his audience go? Do they, like, disappear into the wind? I'm so curious about that. I don't know.
you kind of frumpy.
Yeah.
Wait, I'm curious. The issue is the interview style thing gets super repetitive. Like, I feel no reason to watch that Chris Williamson podcast of you, but all your debate stuff is fresh. Well, I feel like for Lex Friedman, and I'm not knocking Lex, but for me, like, I feel like that Lex Friedman show that I did, it wasn't very interesting if you're a fan of mine. Like, I don't think I said anything new here at all. I'm pretty sure all of this was stuff I've said a million times before. But I think I'm a pretty popular podcast given the size of this channel. He's done quite a few. I don't know where I would rank on this. We did 1.5 million views on my episode. So I'm probably somewhere here. I don't know how many episodes he's done. But I think in the grand scheme of things, I'm pretty sure I ranked like fairly highly on his thing, but there was stuff on Lex and Chris I'd never heard before. Oh, true. I guess some of you guys are newer as well. I wonder if Hasan would ever go on podcasts like Lex Friedman or like Chris Williamson. Or I wonder if Hasan would like just avoid it altogether. Oh, damn, he actually interviewed Jordan Peterson 1 year ago. What the fuck?
Forward, you and Elon tweeted recently about population collapse. Say a few years ago that you thought we'd peak at about 9.
Hasan thinks Lex is a weirdo right-winger. I don't think he would go on his podcast. Oh, maybe, yeah, because everybody is like a fascist to these guys or whatever.
They're soft, bro.
They'll come across like reasonable at certain points, and then they'll just say something so unhinged. I'm like, what the fuck?
No, I'm sorry. Y'all guys get in front of the camera and talk like you're...
His definition of unhinged is just saying that trans women don't belong in women's sports. Whoa!
Points, and then they'll just say something so unhinged. I'm like, what the fuck?
I'm sorry. Y'all guys get in front of the camera and talk like you're preaching. Dude, you guys are soft. They take shit out of context or try to like quote unquote dunk.
Okay, but all of that aside, just as a nickname.
Peaches and cream, because they're soft, bro. They're like a nice sweet bowl of oatmeal.
Thank you, Hasan.
I don't really like it that much.
Not good.
Okay, I think it demasculates them, and that's why I like it.
Oh, these guys are so masculine. It's getting on my nerves. They need to be demasculated. So peaches and cream it is. I don't want these guys to be masculine. It's funny how motherfuckers are always the first one to be, oh, you know what? Gay this, gay that, LGBTQ, mumbo jumbo, whatever the fuck. And then the first chance you get to weaponize that bitch, you do it. There you go, Ethan. I'm soft. Okay, you a bitch. You a whole bitch.
Why you triggered?
And you instrumentalize all that shit. That's what you do. Just notice this shit from people that say that they're allies to you, okay? Watch how they move to insult other That's being you is an insult for them.
Notice we never said Ethan's a feminine type of dude. Easy could have done that. We don't, because I don't think there's anything wrong if you're a feminine.
There's like, I can understand using gay as a pejorative if you're talking about people that are really homophobic because you know it gets them. So like I can understand like saying like, wow, these red pillars sound kind of gay or whatever because you know it bothers them. But it kind of makes, it's weird to call like, I almost said Fresh and Peach. It's weird to call ABBA and Preach like effeminate or gay as an insult because I don't really think that they like, that's not like their bread and butter like content. It's like making fun of or like being homophobic or anti-feminine. Like it's kind of weird. It'd be kind of weird to use that insult against them, you know? Like if I was like making fun of like Hasan for like looking gay, I guess. I don't know. It would be kind of weird because like I don't think that although yeah, that's true. H3H3 and Hasan think that like ABBA and Preach are like huge red pillars. That's like what they unironically think. So Destiny is against this take, by the way, but he won't say it because he likes them. How do people gift memberships to retards like you in my channel? I don't understand how people can think that I would hold my tongue. ABBA was in here like 2 weeks ago, and I think we were screaming at each other over the Steven Crowder shit. Why the do you think I would hold my opinion? Just because you're a spineless fuck who has to simp for every fucking person that happens to look your way in your life doesn't mean that I do the same.
And masculine man, go ahead, live your best life. But for these guys, that's actually a bad thing. So no matter how much they portray any of these virtues, when it comes down to it, when they gotta get dirty, they use the exact same ammunition.
But there have been times, I think one that comes to mind was maybe Jordan Peterson that you described as probably being someone that would be a bottom. That's the only one I can think of off the top of my head. But like
did we listen to this a long time ago? That I feel like we listened to something like this where they were talking about something related to like gay people or whatever. This was a really weird call.
I've heard you at times maybe say like, oh, this is someone that might be a bottom. You can't always tell like who's the top, who's the bottom.
So do you find it offensive if I say by being like, oh, he's probably a bottom? Is that the problem? To make
absolutely,
it's offensive.
Because the gay men already you have to deal with certain assumptions about femininity and masculinity.
I mean, it is funny though.
That's all I'm asking for is just be a little more conscious of it.
So would you consider yourself a top or a bottom, or you don't do that the labels?
And I mean this with all peace and love and with respect, Ethan. It's none of your business.
But you have a preference one way or the other?
But that's another dangerous assumption too.
Can I guess?
A lot of gay men don't.
You tell me if it's right, if I guess right?
Holy shit,
if you're on the bottom,
dude.
it doesn't mean you're like a beta. You could be alpha and also still be on the bottom. But if you were, does the poop pass like any differently from before? Is it all normal functions? Like I get it doesn't leak out, but I wonder if it just comes out a little.
What are you doing here? What the fuck is happening here?
Just understand. Like I said, I don't really care that you call us peaches and cream, apples and peach, whatever. I think nicknames like that are funny. You guys constantly police other people's language. Talk about this is transphobic. This is, bruv, have you heard yourself?
Thing about ABBA and Preach that they don't know about me. They don't bother me enough yet. But I'll tell you this. I'm fucking insane. And if you want to do the war thing, that's my favorite thing in the world. But I'm close. God. They're pathetic. They're liars. They're dishonest, and they're phonies.
Ooh.
They're not even genuine. That's the thing, right? Here, look at this.
I like how Hasan's quiet. Like, man, I don't want to be involved in this nonsense.
Yep, true. Hasan absolutely does not want to be involved in
this.
this.
Whole like internet war beef is the most corny shit on the fucking planet. Like, I know sometimes we've been like covering people multiple times and be like, oh, there's a beef. Yeah, beef. We just cover it because it's relevant and people want to see it. People think going back and forth is just a war. Like, I don't know. To me, that's just cringy language. Mm-hmm. Like, people use the most violent, like, oh, I got bear smoke for them. Intellectually. Like, yourself. Actually yourself.
Whoa.
Just say you got a rebuttal and you're just using words. This is so stupid. Could you imagine two intellectuals be like, we're going to verbally joust in an intellectual warfare? Like, shut the up. How old are you? What is this? What is this? This feels like a manga for like YouTubers.
It's Digimon.
No, this is like a whole shonen. Like,
unironically, Hasan and Ethan are doing the ironic misogyny DG used to do a lot. They think everyone else understands their humor. I mean, I don't know their audiences enough. They might be able to do it and get away with it. I'm not sure. Like Vosh can't because I think I think Vosh actually does hate women. Hasan's podcast Patreon is 15K, and his biggest video is 700,000 views on his YouTube podcast Destiny. Huh.
War is serious. This internet shit is not serious. I turn off my PC, I go outside, I have a good life. Nobody cares. In real life, nobody gives a fuck about any of this. People go out to their jobs. None of this matters. So just calm down with the whole war.
I mean, look, they're like at the edge of the manosphere, and they make a lot of. They used to like own a lot of manosphere guys, but then they also have some like conservative points of view. They've cultivated a big brand for themselves.
Like, would you even use the word conservative to describe Aber Preach? Like, conservative points of view, really? Like, seriously?
They came out.
They're like, not that this is, I mean, you're comparing them to like some of the worst people, but like I guess they're better than Fresh and Fit and stuff for sure. Like,
well,
that's when we first heard about them.
That's
I'm just saying, like, they are more agreeable. Like they are, as far as I know, and their politics might have changed, but it seems like they're like, anti-overt white supremacy, stuff like that. You know what I mean?
That's your marker for not being a conservative, is you have to be you got to be overtly anti-white supremacy. What the fuck? Hey, dude, would you ever go on Alex Stein's shows? He's been doing some funny bits. Maybe in the future, we'll see. But
I mean, they do shit on that.
I feel like they become a gateway. I feel like the first time they talked about me was defending Fresh and Fit.
Right.
It was so bizarre. This girl called in and was telling us about this horrible date she had with Fit. And then they make a video saying how, like,
because you brought in a girl that was like basically trying to Me Too Fit, and you were pushing it. You were like pushing that narrative. That was one of the wildest videos I've ever seen in my life. It is one man trying to manufacture a rape claim live on stream. That was wild, bro. You guys should have lost your ass for that. It's insane that Ethan walked away from that unscathed. Like, the lack of accountability there was shocking. Holy
she's a liar and fuck it. I didn't watch it. I watched some of it, but it was upsetting, so I didn't watch it.
Oh my God! Why are we watching this? We're soft yet. You're the one that got the big words, but don't watch the shit that we do.
You said we're disingenuous, we're cutting you out, but you just admitted you don't even know the context of what we said.
You don't even,
and you call us a liar for it.
You call us a liar.
Man,
You say that we lie. You say that we clip. You say that we take things out of context. But you just said that we don't watch your you don't watch your shit.
How about this, Ethan? If we're such liars and so disingenuous, just do a live stream and showcase how we took things out of context. Where the greater context, and if you're right and you showcase it, I promise you I'll get up here online, and the next day I'll admit I'm wrong, okay? But you haven't demonstrated that. You just keep repeating these talking points like you're Trump, where you can just say things and people are supposed to believe it.
I watched some of it, but it was upsetting, so I didn't watch it.
They're centrists,
Yeah, and we know what that means.
Kind of.
Like, I don't know enough about them. He's not.
I don't know. You know what kills me about this?
That's
like,
not his
Ethan's like, yo, it's so crazy. They defend. No, what we just defended was you making up at false accusations or having someone come on who made false accusation and was easily proven to be a liar. Okay, that's what we talked about. The same way when the buddy sitting right across from you, Hasan, was accused by somebody else. Even though we don't like him as an individual, we still defended him. Why? Because on principle, the person who was lying against him was out here, and I hope that Hasan actually says something about that. Because when he was accused of something, he didn't mind when other people went after that girl and said, yo, she's lying. But then when it's Fresh and Fit, all of a sudden we're evil people for doing the exact same behavior. It's a bit bizarre. But anyways, like I said, y'all live your best lives.
Like I said, I don't know enough about them. I have seen like some of their commentary on like trans issues, and it just seemed like cookie cutter transphobic shit.
Really?
And it pops off. There's definitely a market for it. There's definitely an audience for it. I think they also loved when like Gideon.
It's funny looking at the landing page right now because you just see like all the thumbnails, and I'm like, damn, I want to click on those. Because I make the thumbnails, you know what I'm saying? But now just looking at them, I'm like, I can see why we click on them, you know what I'm saying? I understand you viewers, okay? I did that, and this is the first time I get to just see the whole channel. I'm like, oh shit, is this what y'all see? I would click on it too.
Your
face is very clickable.
My face is clickable?
Yeah. Like when I'm doing the thumbnails, I swear to God. So if people don't know this, I just take a still from the video.
Yes.
I don't like make you pose or nothing.
No.
None of that. It's always a still from the same video.
Yes.
So I just pick a moment in the video, right? And every time I'm looking for my face, I'm like, nigga, why my face so boring? And then Preacher's like, and I'm like, yo, you win it, bro. It's not even like, oh, I always want to put. It's not that. You just have better facial expressions.
I guess.
You don't think so? Hold up.
I didn't say
mine are.
I said I guess.
This is mine.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, if I do this in the video, it's going in, especially if it's creepy.
Mine is
Yeah, that's a good one. I don't know why, but someone playing the trumpet like a retard always makes me laugh. Yo, I don't know. Whenever I see a marching band and they're terrible, I start crying. I actually cry. You ever heard a terrible marching band?
Yeah.
That shit funny. I just feel like when I hear someone who's terrible on the trumpet just going on, I just feel like nature around them dies.
Jesus. Trumpet players on suicide watch.
I'm sorry.
Said that I was implied that I was pandering, or I was like, oh no, sorry, I was patronizing to him.
Hold up, I didn't imply that you're patronizing to me. Multiple people imply that you're patronizing to them. And I will say, your tone right now sounds very different. It doesn't sound nearly as patronizing. But there are times on your stream where you talk to minorities and the way you talk to them is incredibly patronizing, which is just a fact.
You're just a trans! You said that.
Like, a lot of minorities say that the way you talk is patronizing. So, listen, you can take it, you don't have to, but you have to understand, if you're speaking to that community and a lot of members of that community say you sound patronizing, there might be some truth to it.
I felt very patronized watching his video.
Transphobic shit. You aren't exactly a Vosh at trans debates. I hope that the rest of your life is as horrible as it is every single day. Okay, there you go. Suck my dick. I despise you. I despise you more than anything else on the planet. You are f***ing cancer. You are just a trans person. Sorry, you don't know what the f*** you're talking about.
Talk about Nike.
You're just a trans person.
That's
that sounds patronizing.
If we take that and then we give it to you, you're not gonna use them. No, that's not patronizing. That's just, yeah.
And it's okay, I get it. Like when you're online and you're constantly under attack by people and you feel like you're correct on an issue, sometimes the 100th person might be the thing that sets you up and your tone is just crazy. And that's the one that gets clipped up and used every time, and maybe you're not always like that. And that's possibly true. But in those clips that we saw, you definitely sounded incredibly patronizing.
But, it is what it is. Do you?
But I'm down. You guys, you know what I mean? Like, I'm looking for my next dragon. You guys aren't a dragon, though. You guys are like a gopher.
Why are they?
True. We haven't hit that echelon yet. Yeah, you're right.
Trying to low bro him. Like,
what's wrong with that?
That we're a gopher?
Like, people are like, oh, y'all haven't hit 2 million yet. It's like, yeah, maybe we will someday. Maybe we never will. Who cares? One of the most beautiful things about being on this platform is like, being where we are, we're already extremely blessed. We were blessed when we were at 1 million. We were blessed when we were at 500,000. So anything above that is a blessing. Sometimes people try to use the numbers to like put us down. Like, yeah, you ain't at 4 million. It's like, yeah, nigga, but how many people are where we are? Like, let's just count our blessings and be happy where we're at. We get bigger, great. If we don't, we don't. But we already have a great fan base, very loyal. They really show out for the videos. They show love, and so I'm super appreciative. So, it already changed my family's life. Who cares? Like, that's a thing. People always like, are you excited to hit 2 million? I'm like, I really don't care. Y'all niggas changed my life already.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How can I ask for more?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You can hit up this Patreon and you can sub to the Patreon for sure. But like, how could I ask for more? You can subscribe if you're watching, because like 25% of you are not subscribed. You just be watching. But like, I can't ask for more. There's also merchandise in the description box. So if you want, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I can't ask
the rest
for more.
Is it is what it is.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna ask for it, but if I happen to click on it, shit,
I'll pay it.
Gopher on 3. 1, 2, 3. Gopher. Team Gopher.
Yeah.
Team Gopher.
Hey,
and you know what?
amazing.
When we talk about people like that and they think they're insulting us,
Yeah.
that's more merch for us.
More merch.
We're gonna put out a shirt called Team Gopher.
Yeah.
And it's basically a code name for us. Team Gopher.
Their channel does well.
No, their numbers are good, but
Their numbers are really good. They know the algo. They know how to play it.
no, their channel does really good. It's impressive the numbers
They know the
pull.
algo.
Hey, we appreciate you guys. Hey, we appreciate you.
Thank you.
YouTube is like this. You're gonna have months where your fucking numbers are dipping like crazy, and others where they pick up. Are you like, am I falling off? People not care or whatever? Like, you gotta sometimes just chill on the numbers and getting too caught up into it. It's appreciative because you get more money, but understand, even though we're on a high right now, it might dip at any point, so I don't get too caught up in it. Yeah.
Tom Hanks once said, "This too shall pass." Either the good or
Was
the
that
bad.
him?
He said something like that. So I don't know where he took it from, but I know that.
Did he take that from Jesus?
I thought that was from Gandalf.
But how you gonna allow a white man to plagiarize Jesus?
I don't care. I don't care.
They're centrists.
Are they?
You know?
Yeah, and we know what
Kinda.
that means.
How is this any different than the people that you're shitting on? You know
They
what I mean?
literally just throwing a bone to like the people that hate us just because of our politics.
Yeah,
It's
no,
just,
they're
it's
and
low hanging fruit.
There's a market for it.
Yeah.
Certainly. And they're capitalizing on it.
Like,
That's
there's
what
no
it-
possible way you could disagree with Hasan and Ethan on anything unless it's just because, like, because you're trying to get viewership for it. Like,
it is.
But you're right in the way that like I see them talking about like this just pearly things. Like they do have like takes that I think are.
That's why I said
I
they
agree
have
with.
they have a lot of like
Yeah.
agreeable takes, and then they have like some where it's just like
Wait. Sometimes we agree. Sometimes we
disagree. Yeah,
Oh my.
it's like sometimes we agree because they're being smart, but other times we disagree because they're fucking Neanderthals. Like, wait. Is it not just that you maybe agree on some things and disagree on other things? Is that like not a possibility? Is that not a possibility? Destiny, it's so crazy you have to follow the progressive rulebook 100%. Yeah, I know. Like, maybe you just disagree on some things. Like, isn't that possible?
That's life. Sometimes you're gonna agree with someone, and sometimes you're gonna disagree.
These motherfuckers believe in 1,000 genders, but can't believe people hold 2 different opinions.
Yeah.
True.
You guys believe that there's a whole fucking spectrum when it comes to human fucking gender expression, but you can't believe that there's a spectrum when it comes to opinions. that
No,
people
there's
hold?
right and wrong. Get the fuck out of here, man.
like it was so disingenuous, and like that's when I realized like that's actually when I changed my policy of like
I like how they're looking through our YouTube titles to see like how they can make a narrative about us, realizing like there's one video on the cut, there's one video talking about Charleston White wanting to diddle kids, there's one video about pranksters going after people in their regular jobs, there's one video right here that's actually about Hasan being falsely accused, which they glossed over very conveniently. So they're trying to paint a narrative as they're looking through the thing, but you realize they're not making anything very solid, so they're just rambling.
I used to run into this problem with Keemstar where no matter what I said and did, he would, in bad faith, just come up over me and say whatever. And I found out the best way to combat that in my case was to talk more. And I fucking love that game, dude. Like, I love it.
I don't love it.
I like it.
You're way more combative.
It's fun. But the thing is,
I just wanted to leave me alone. They probably will
just
not.
leave me alone.
That's what Sebastian said.
Hit it. This is their favorite guy who begged
That's
me.
what I want. I want to be left alone.
That's their idol, Sebastian, by the way. I told them, I was like, why don't you guys watch the whole video and then come tell me how embarrassing I am?
Let me think about it.
You don't even watch the videos.
It's so crazy. You said you called us liars and Fresh and Fit defenders without watching the video, and then you get mad at us for not watching. The irony is we linked to your original videos as you asked. People.
Wait, did you miss it? Wait, was there something visual that I missed?
Let me think about it.
You don't even watch the videos.
That's what is there.
I just wanted to leave me alone. They probably will
Just
not.
leave me alone.
That's what Sebastian said.
Hit it. This is their favorite guy who begged
That's
me.
what I want. I want to be left alone.
That's their idol, Sebastian, by the way. I told them, I was like, why don't you guys watch the whole video and then come tell me how embarrassing I am?
Let me think about it.
You don't even watch the videos.
It's so crazy. You said you called us liars and Fresh and Fit defenders without watching the video, and then you get mad at us for not watching. The irony is we linked to your original videos as you asked. People went and watched the original and came out to the same conclusion.
Wow.
Okay, either.
You don't even watch the video. Wow.
Either. Keep it simple. If we made up so many things and lied about you, get your team of researchers, do whatever you gotta do, and let's just see it. Let's see you go through all the times we took you out of context and misrepresented you to the point where it made us look disingenuous.
Since you like that game so much.
And I promise
you like that game.
In front of my audience and in front of the world, in front of even Black Jesus himself.
Oh, Jesus.
If I'm lying, I will come up here and I will apologize and add no extra fluff to it. Okay? That's all.
Think about it. Hold on.
Anyway, can someone watch this? He has a video of him with Rolo Tony Browntown saying they're coming after us. Is he pro Rolo
Tony Browntown?
Can you just preview they're coming after us? I want to see that.
I would be genuinely shocked if that were the case. They're probably making fun of him.
I hope so. That would be great.
The other part of this,
he thought we were friends with Rolo Tomas. That's how crazy.
Just because he watches just thumbnails.
Part of this is that like a lot of the people that they feature in their commentary are people that like.
Hold on, you getting roasted here. If you play Hogwarts Legacy,
wait! You pass on the other one that.
Why would you? And this is another thing too. Like, dude, I'm lazy as. And even I'll do like a minimum of show prep. If I know that I'm going to be roasted, I'll probably try to go over like, okay, what do they say in this YouTube video? Like, let's go. Like, unless I'm literally doing things live, you're doing a podcast. Why would you try to make this accusation live while you're scrolling? At least don't show you scrolling through the YouTube channel on the monitor. At least hide that part. Like, holy shit.
You a bitch.
You saw that, right?
You a bitch.
That's crazy.
You passed the thumbnail. When we defend the dude that's next to you and you went right to the other, wow, you a bitch. You a bitch.
Yo,
made.
It's actually insane how disingenuous this man is. It is actually frightening. You can literally see him scrolling as he's lying. It is crazy.
And you calling us a liar?
Yeah.
You a bitch. It's like, oh, I got.
That's crazy. Let's keep watching.
This is a live stream, no? Haven't you looked at a channel quickly to see what they were about? Yeah, but not generally before, like, I mean, if I have, then it's a mistake. I don't generally roast people based on like their thumbnails and titles. Like usually I'll try to say like, well, what's the video about? Or what's like, maybe this is about this, whatever. Or like, I'll provide a few qualifiers. Like I'm not about to go in on somebody based on their fucking thumbnails. Like
they're bright. They seem bright.
Dude, I don't agree with them ideologically. I don't agree with like a lot of the stuff that they make. They, I think, do way better commentary and way more interesting commentary than Fresh and Fit, which is like literally fucking 14-year-old like, oh, you.
That almost sounded like a compliment until you said you're better than Fresh and Fit. That's like saying, hey, you don't smell like a trash bag. Thanks. Appreciate that, buddy.
How you say that?
I just simply
here. Hasan is a giant hypocrite is the title of this chapter.
I was wrong.
Hasan Piker, who's a massive streamer, speaking on this. The only reason why I'm not playing this game, and I know a bunch of other people are not playing this game, is because we know that it's not worth it to get bullied endlessly and called transphobic endlessly in when we have massive queer communities and audiences. That's it.
Wait, hold up. You're not playing the game because you don't want to get called transphobic endlessly. Now you know how we felt when you kept doing that to us.
Pause it. First of all, dumbasses being transphobic.
I appreciate the way he did it.
First off, dumbasses.
I kind of like that shit. It was kind of dope the way. Pause that shit. He was super soft, and then when we got to him, listen here. Dumbasses, yo, I ain't mad at that. I ain't mad at it.
That's cool.
They're obviously just butthurt at you and operating out of bad faith. That's it.
You're not playing the game because you don't want to get called transphobic endlessly. Now you know how we felt when you kept doing that to us.
Pause it.
Transphobic. Transphobic.
See, it's just grievance. They're like, he was mean to us, so we're gonna say this.
How can you miss the point so hard?
Transphobic.
I mean,
I don't know why. It's even funnier watching him watch himself say transphobic 100 times and just seeing how awkward it is. This is probably the most rewarding edit I've ever done. Watching him react to himself say transphobic a million times is actually one of my greatest editing moments. But anyways.
And I want people to have a more positive approach to dealing with issues. Transphobic.
Do we dislike these guys? Probably. Ethan more so than Hasan, but it's fine. It's just, listen, I don't dislike Hasan specifically because of his politics. I think if you're some socialist or whatever the fuck he is, like, it's cool, go do your thing. I just don't like the way he engages in certain topics, and I don't like the fact that he's the very bully that he himself decries. But he also shows nuance every now and then, and he shows good takes on different topics, so I don't really have that much of a major issue. Ethan, on the other hand, I think is just a different issue. But whatever, it's not that big of a deal. I don't take this stuff seriously. So, you know, if they want to start a quote-unquote war and be all corny and shit, let them do whatever they want. Let us know what you guys think in the comments below.
If I hate you, I gotta hate everything that you do.